Hey everyone, it's Amanda with My Life, My Way. We are officially in Prague. I'm actually sitting in it's called a hotel apartment, because we're renting it for an entire month. So it's a much cheaper option. It's sort of similar to like an Airbnb style of a thing, but it's run or sort of coordinated through a clinic, which is really cool. So in a minute here, I'll give you guys a tour and show you guys what the room looks like. As for the flights coming over here, they worked out really, really well. We were on Air Canada from Edmonton to Montreal, and then we switched over, I think it's called Lufthansa, from Montreal to, I'm going to say Berlin in my head, but it's not. Oh, I don't remember. We were everywhere yesterday. Anyways, we switched over in Germany, but not to Frankfurt. And then flew the rest of the way to Prague on like a tiny little, I call it a tiny little plane because we're only up in the air for like, I think 55 minutes or something like that. But it was a full-size plane because it's smaller than everything else they use coming out of these large airports. We actually had to like take a bus and then get out on the tarmac, and then you like walked up the stairs into the plane, which I thought was nuts and hilarious. It's a full-size jet. But the big Airbus type thing that we took over, like over the water on the like 8 hours or so, 7 hours between Montreal to, and I don't know why it's dying in my brain as to Munich. That's where we were. We were in Munich. Was fantastic. Oh my goodness. So Air Canada apparently doesn't even give you pretzels on the plane anymore. They give you absolutely nothing. You have like your little glass of water, a little glass pop, and then that's it. Nothing else. Kind of blown away by that and a little surprised, because they used to give them. So it'll be interesting to see when we go on WestJet later, like in about 6 months time, as to whether or not WestJet still gives you pretzels and cookies, because the last time we were on the plane 6 months ago they didn't, so I don't know. Lufthansa, however, fed us dinner, because it was an overnight flight. They fed us breakfast in the morning. You got free wine and free beer on the plane, which was phenomenal. So I had a little wine. My husband had 2 beer. It was a great time. Our flight attendants were amazing. We had 2 guys on our side of the flight, and they were hilarious. The one guy used to live in Berlin, which is where we're going like tomorrow. So he had some things that we should see. Another guy, his husband apparently lives in Prague or grew up in Prague, so he's here quite regularly seeing family and that kind of thing. So he gave us like a list written down on the back of a sheet of something else of things that we should really see and kind of like some really cool places and ways to get the best views of the city and that kind of stuff. So it was really neat. And they were super excited for us. All of them were wishing us good luck when we got off the plane, because they asked if we were on our honeymoon. We're like, not quite. But married for 4 years now. But yes, that went really well. The clinic, so we're through Prague Medica. The clinic arranged for us to get a cab, and they paid for the cab that took us from the airport to the hotel that we're at right now, which was amazing. There was a bit of an issue. That was a bit of our fault, getting keys to us, because we told the girl we were going to be here at 2 o'clock or midnight, like PM. But for some reason in her head, she thought that was like 12 in the morning. And so she told us the keys would be with security. And when we got here, our driver actually is the one that phoned security for us. And he's like, so they don't have the keys. And then the girl that was supposed to be meeting us, who was going to leave them at security when she thought we were coming at midnight, actually came right up from behind us and was like, hey, I found you. I have your keys with us. Everything's all good. So it was like 3 seconds of like, oh, now what do I do? And then it was amazingly brilliant after that. I'm sorry, I'm shaky, by the way. I don't have anything to put it on. So the phone's literally just on my arm, being held up by my leg. So every time I breathe and every time I move, the camera jiggles, and I'm so sorry. But so that was great. They picked us up, dropped us off. The clinic also arranges for apparently 2, which we didn't realize, full round trips from our accommodations to the clinic and then back. So our cab today was arranged through the clinic to the clinic and then back. And then she said to leave the other one probably for when we do the egg retrieval, because it's super early in the morning, and then when we get finished, I'm sort of like weird and groggy, so I'm going to want to come back to our accommodations, because they don't bring you to like other parts of the city using that same cab chit voucher. So not a big deal for us. We thought that was a really great way to go. So yeah, the appointment this morning went really well. We talked to Lucy, who's been our coordinator for the last few weeks. I finally got to meet her in person. She's great. She's personable. She speaks fluent English. So not a problem there. She was kind of like heading us up when we got in there. Like, we're waiting on the doctor to see you, but this is kind of what to expect over the next little bit. This is kind of what they're going to do. So by the time we got in there and they're like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. Like, yep, nope, not a problem. Already you. The doctor that we saw actually also spoke English really well. She was very nice. We signed off all our consent forms, and we signed up for their, like, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was basically like their gold package thing that has Pixie included and the embryo glue. And there's one more thing in the package where they actually look at your embryos using a special camera rather than like traditionally where they take it out for a few minutes, put it underneath the microscope, take a look and see how everything's going. These ones don't do that. So they literally just like take a look while it's still in the incubator. You don't have to pull it out, which is kind of cool. Hi. Sorry about the shaking camera thing I got going on this morning. So that was really cool. We signed up for everything. We paid for another deposit today. So you pay for first one when you do the original consult with them over the phone. And then the second one today was for like the medications that they gave us, today's stuff, the blood work stuff that we're going to be doing. And then when we come back and do another checkup and we get into more drugs and we're starting to look at the egg retrieval, that's when we actually pay for the rest of it. So it's not like a whole chunk thing. Not a big deal for us anyways, but kind of neat just in case anybody wanted to know. And yeah, they basically send us home with our drugs. They know we're going to Berlin. They have no problems with that. I have to text her when I get or email her, one of the two. Hi. Nice to see you, Grace. I have to message her when we hit our cycle day 1, and she'll set up our appointment with the anesthesiologist because they do like a general health check just to make sure there's nothing wrong with me getting general anesthesia for the egg retrieval. And the next appointment where they're going to take a look at our eggs and see how everything's going, and do we need to bump up or lower, bump up or change or whatever for the medications we've been on, or if we're ready for egg retrieval by then. So she'll set all of that up for us. So that's really cool. Yeah, it went really, really well. So do you guys want to see this little place that we're in? You'll have to excuse the mess. We've been here since last night, and all we've literally done is like dump and go. We're not worried about unpacking right now because, hey guys, we're not too worried about unpacking right now because, like I said, we're literally turning around and leaving tomorrow to go to Berlin for a week. So you'll see our suitcases and that kind of stuff, and a bit of detritus from us being here overnight. Just don't panic and don't worry about it. I do want to show you something really funny. So I'm actually sitting on the bed in our room. It's painted this like vibrant green. This reminds me of Mexico. So this is our bed. We did sleep in it last night. But they give you 2 different sets of blankets. And under the 2 sets of blankets, there's 2 separate beds. And I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And then, you know, I thought it was actually because like the bed frame's not even solid, right? So you can actually like separate the beds. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So if you're coming in with like a friend and you're gonna stay here for a month and you're not like sleeping in the bed with your friend, you can just separate the beds and away you go. And then we went walking by a furniture store that's like a block from our hotel last night, where we just kind of out for like a post in our walk before we wound down and like, hey Kathy, I'm glad you could finally catch us on live. You're from Australia and everything. Hi Melanie. So yeah, so I thought it was kind of weird. And then we get past this like furniture store and there are beds with like a solid frame with these 2 separate mattress deals. So could somebody do me a favor? If any of you guys are from Europe or anywhere in there, do you want to let me know if that's like a normal thing? Because this is definitely not like a North American deal. So anyways, I'm going to cover our bed back up. Out the window is really cool. I'm going to show you guys this. It actually opens up into like this nice little courtyard area. And we've been kind of like taking a look around. And apparently, hi Danny. Apparently there's a whole bunch of areas like around where we're at, where the buildings are kind of all built in a square, and then there's courtyards in between all of them. So these beautiful little like green spaces around all kinds of stuff. And we were kind of laughing this morning because it's definitely not like where I'm from in Canada, where The buildings are like, this is your residential area and this is a commercial area, and some of our like apartment blocks or some commercial buildings will have like storefronts in the bottom, but this is not like that. So we're in the residential spot. These guys right behind me, they're all businesses. That is an office space. So it's kind of cool. I'm gonna take you guys into our other room here. Sorry about the googly eye, I know what's going on. So this is our kind of living room area. And like I said, we're not even unpacking. So there's like a carry-on, my suitcase, my husband's suitcases are just all over the floor right now. They do have a TV, we haven't even turned it on yet, but they do have Wi-Fi, which is really cool, which is all over the place, by the way. They have a free Wi-Fi sticker on the trams, which I thought was really neat. It does come with like a tiny little kitchenette deal. So there's a little table and then a tiny little kitchenette, and it even has a fridge. And the only thing inside the fridge is my drugs. So we have my sort of multivitamin thing that has to be refrigerated because there's oils in it. And then these are my Humira pens. For anybody that doesn't know, I have something called ankylosing spondylitis, which means it's a pretty nasty form of arthritis basically. And those pens I take once a week, or once every 2 weeks, sorry. And they basically kind of control everything so that I'm up, I'm walking, I'm not in any pain, none of that kind of stuff. We did get our medications this morning. The light in this kitchen is awful. But this is what they gave us, a little Pergeron pen. It works very similar to the Gonolaf pens, if anybody's ever used them before. So they're just like a quick click and stick. And then they gave me like the world's cutest little sharps kit, and I'm super nerdy. You guys know I'm a paramedic, but this is the tiny little sharps kit they gave us. Is that not adorable? I usually have like the industrial size sharps kit because the Humira pens are really large, but those are really cute. So that's pretty much it. There's like a tiny little entranceway and a bathroom. Nothing too extraordinary. This is our little entranceway. And then the bathroom. That's where my husband is hiding right now. Probably playing on the internet. And then our little hallway out there. So the door automatically locks, which is cool. The hallway, I can get a chance to show you because there's actually somebody out there and I don't want to be weird and accidentally videotape people that don't want to be videotaped. But anyways, there is a doorbell on our apartment door so that if people want to come in, they just hit the bell and it actually dings like a doorbell inside our apartment, which is really neat and kind of weird. And there's also a light for like the hallway. So I don't know if it's, I'm assuming it's just sort of some sort of energy saving idea. Basically, if nobody's been in the hallway for a while, all the lights in the hallways all shut down. And then every door has a little light switch to turn the lights on for the hallway for a temporary amount of time. And then there's one right by the elevator too. So it actually like kind of keeps it lit for any time there's people in it. And then the rest of the time they just don't care. So yeah, so that's pretty much our place. And all I have the information for you. So our first appointment went good. We got here, we're safe. For anybody that's watching, that's family and that kind of stuff, we're good. If anybody has any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I will absolutely answer. If you guys aren't following us, we do have a new Instagram account. I just started up, and it's getting_pregnant. So Pragueunant. And I, for the love of heaven, apparently can't spell today. But yeah, so we're getting_pregnant on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow us along, you absolutely can. Hair is nuts today. We had dinner at like a local place because this is not a touristy sort of vicinity we're staying in. And we stayed at, or we went down to one of the like Pilsner Arkell owned little pubs. Oh my God, the food was amazing. We both picked something off the check menu and like split half and then gave it to the other person. So my husband and I got to try 2 things. So good. It was insane. One was like a beef tenderloin thing done up in like, they called it cream sauce. It was basically like gravy. And a little bit of dumplings and a little bit of cranberry sauce. It was super good. And the other one with those little potato dumplings. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what they're called right now off the top of my head. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Little potato dumplings. Anyways, covered in like cream sauce and topped with bacon and onions and stuff. It was amazingly good. Apparently they're both like regular Prague dishes. So we were really excited to kind of like try out the, yes, gnocchi, thank you. Jeez. I'm really glad there are people out there that know what I'm talking about when my brain just like shuts itself down. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. We'll keep you guys posted. We're going to be updating to my personal Facebook and the Instagram stuff on a regular basis. Thanks everybody for the compliments on the hair, by the way. I love this purple. It's a little poofy today, but I love the purple. Anyways, and we'll keep you guys posted and updated through Instagram and Facebook and through this YouTube. And I guess we're going to go to Berlin tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.